Water requirements. Water is essential for survival. Most of us could live for weeks without food, but only about 3 days without water. The typical adult requires 2 quarts of drinking water per day under normal conditions and 1 to 2 gallons per day in hot weather conditions. Usually 1 gallon per adult per day is enough for drinking and some limited washing. Recommended emergency measures. Any surface water in the United States may be contaminated and should be boiled or otherwise purified prior to drinking. Boil water for at least 1 minute at a rolling boil at sea level. Due to lower boiling temperatures at higher altitudes, boil for at least 3 minutes at altitudes above 6,000 feet. Floods and earthquakes often contaminate public water systems. When in doubt, boil or otherwise purify tap water until authorities say the water is fit for drinking. If warned of an impending crisis, store water in as many containers as possible, including sinks and bathtubs. Hot water heaters and your home's piping are good sources of stored water. Turn off the gas or electricity to your hot water heater prior to draining it. If the water contains sediment, do not discard it, but allow the sediment to settle. To drain household piping, turn on the uppermost faucet slightly to release suction in the system, and drain from the lowermost faucet or other plumbing connection. Your body needs water to digest food. If you have little or no water, limit your food intake to the bare minimum. Dehydration. Avoid dehydration because it will sap your body's strength, but ration your water usage if you have a limited supply. Signs of dehydration include thirst, fatigue, dizziness, dry mouth, headache, loss of appetite, dark-colored urine, and sleepiness. If you need physical energy to deal with your situation, you must do your best to find and conserve water. Conserving water. If traveling in hot country, stay in the shade as much as possible. Avoid midday travel. Travel at night, if possible. Wear loose clothing because it will provide an insulating layer of air, which will help to reduce evaporative water losses by maintaining high humidity close to the skin. Do not go shirtless. It will feel cooler, but you will lose more water through evaporation and may sunburn. Severe sunburn can lead to a toxic condition known as sun poisoning. Move slowly and avoid overexertion. Try to breathe through the nose. You will lose less water than by breathing through the mouth. Drink in small sips, not big gulps. Sucking on a small pebble, twig, or blade of grass can help generate saliva and minimize the discomfort of thirst. The human body seeks to maintain a certain level of humidity at the skin surface. In cold, dry climates, this results in the daily loss of significant amounts of water, since the body is slowly pumping water into the air at all times. Mountaineers often use vapor barriers to minimize water consumption and the use of fuel to melt snow for water. Vapor barriers are created by wearing waterproof clothing and using plastic bags as inner sock liners. In sub-freezing temperatures, and especially when using down sleeping bags, the use of a vapor barrier sleeping bag liner helps to prevent the daily loss of the sleeping bag's insulating value due to the condensation of perspiration into its outer layers. Do not waste potable water to cool yourself or wash clothing. Wash in untreated water, if available and not polluted. You can spread clothes out in direct sunlight to deodorize and disinfect, at least to some degree. For more information on finding, storing, and treating water,